Seersucker soup on a hot summer day. Coffee comes back in a nerve-wracking way. The dishes and laundry take the garbage out. What a day, what a day, what a day. Kids got their quizzes and I've got a date.
Well, welcome to Schenectady today, in and around the Capital Region. We're so happy you're joining us today. We've got a great show. I mean, really a great show. We have a band out. We've got the Rambling Drifters on. That's going to be opening up our show with John Hill and the rest of his band. And then we're going to be talking with David Lewis. He's an animal communicator. We're going to be going over to Niskayuna and taking a look at their craft show, see what's coming up, which is really amazing, some of the things that you're going to be able to see on our stage. And then we're going to be talking with Sharon Burstein, and of course she's the lady that does the wonderful Leadership Summit America over in Albany, and she talks all over the country and even outside the country. So we'll be talking with her. She's also an author, and then we're going to be hearing about the Star Trek convention coming up. But right now, and our breaks today are going to be the band, actually, but it will be pre-filmed, right? Because you're on in April, right? I guess you can see us here.
Yeah.
Here's John with me. John, you brought your band again.
Got the guys here, yeah.
Same group?
Same group, yeah. It's the we got David Singer from Del Mar on the drums.
Hey, David. Can you see David? He's in the dark. Oh my God. I hope you're not in the dark all the time.
We got Matt Ormland from Clifton Park on bass guitar,
Okay.
and Miss Amy Biancoli from Albany. And our website, johnplayslive.com. We have a page up there, so if anybody wants to book us or check out our videos or check out our performance here on your show, it'll all be up there shortly. So.
And I got to give John a shout out because he's also on the SoundCloud, and your music is on there, and I listen to it. I flip it on and listen to it.
Did you listen to the originals? I have some original songs that I wrote on there.
That's at the very top.
Don't listen to those.
And I've got him to start playing some of the music. One of my the artist that I like is John Prine.
Oh yeah, Ann turned me on to John Prine.
Yeah,
I have
he's
to
great. Isn't he great?
credit you for that.
Okay, good. We're going to have you take it away, and you're going to introduce your songs and your band. You've already done your band,
Yeah.
and let us know what's going on.
Okay,
Good.
great, thanks. So this first selection was originally written by Fred Rose for Roy Acuff in the 40s. You probably think it's a Willie Nelson song. This is Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. Through the twilight I can see blue eyes crying in the rain. When we kissed goodbye and parted, I knew we'd never meet again. Love is like a dying ember, only memories remain. Through the ages I'll remember blue eyes crying in the rain.
blue eyes crying in the rain. Blue eyes crying in the rain.
Thank you. Next song we're going to do appeared on a Grateful Dead record called Reckoning. This is called Deep Ellum Blues, an old blues tune.
The women in Deep Ellum, they got them Deep Ellum blues. Oh, sweet mama, daddy's got them Deep Ellum blues. Oh, sweet mama, your daddy's got them Deep Ellum blues. If you go down to Deep Ellum, keep your money in your socks. Deadheads in Deep Ellum are gonna put you on the rock. Oh, sweet mama, daddy's got them Deep Ellum blues. Oh, sweet mama, your daddy's got them Deep Ellum blues. Once I had a girlfriend, meant the world to me. She went down to Deep Ellum and now she ain't what she used to be. Oh, sweet mama, daddy's got them Deep Ellum blues. Oh, sweet mama, your daddy's got them Deep Ellum blues. Once I knew a preacher, preached the Bible to it too. Went down to Deep Ellum and now his preaching days are through. Oh, sweet mama, daddy's got them Deep Ellum blues. Oh, sweet mama, your daddy's got them Deep Ellum blues. Oh, sweet mama, your daddy's got them Deep Ellum blues. Oh, sweet mama, your daddy's got them Deep Ellum blues.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Our next selection is an old Rolling Stones song called Dead Flowers. And Dave's going to start us with a beat here. meant to do that.
down. I know you think you're the queen of the underground. Yeah, send me dead flowers in the morning. You can send me dead flowers by the mail. You can send me dead flowers at my wedding, and I won't forget to put roses on your grave. Oh, when you're sitting back in your rose pink Cadillac, placing bets on Kentucky Derby Day, I'll be in my basement room with a needle and a spoon. Ain't another girl to take my pain away. Take me down, little Susie, take me down. I know you think you're the queen of the underground. You can send me dead flowers in the morning. You can send me dead flowers by the mail. You can send me dead flowers at my wedding, and I won't forget to put roses on your grave. Take me down, little Susie, take me down. I know you think you're the queen of the underground. Well, you can send me dead flowers in the morning. You can send me dead flowers by the U.S. mail. Send me dead flowers at my wedding. I won't forget to put roses on your grave. No, I won't forget to put roses on your grave. No, I won't forget to put roses on your grave.
Thanks a lot. We want to do a Bob Dylan song for you. This one's called I'll Be Your Baby Tonight.
Close your eyes, close the door. You don't have to worry anymore. I'll be your baby tonight. Shut the light, shut the shade. You don't have to be afraid. I'll be your baby tonight. Well, that mockingbird's gonna say today, we're gonna forget it. That big fat moon's gonna shine like a spoon, but we gonna let it. You won't regret it. Kick your shoes off, do not fear. Bring that mockingbird's gonna say, we're gonna forget it with that big fat nose, gonna shine like a spoon, but we're gonna let it, you won't regret it. Kick your shoes off, do not fear, bring that bomb over here. Baby, tonight.
Thank you so much. You guys are fabulous. You know what? Next time you have to get into the light. I'm looking at him and I'm saying, I know there's a guy out there, and he's the drummer, and I can't see you. Well, we're going to get you out next time. You voted on it, you guys. You are so bad. But listen, you've been hearing the Rambling Drifters, and if you want to engage them at some of your events, I'm sure that John will be happy to talk to you. And you can reach them at johnplayslive.com, right? And you can always go to my Facebook page and find out more, and I'm on LinkedIn, and so we get your word out. Thank you all for being here, and we're going to take just a quick break. We're going to be hearing from them throughout the show because they were on in April, and we're going to be showing some of that video as well. So you're going to be on. Thank you all. Your violin is fabulous. Thank you so much. Thank you. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be speaking with the animal communicator. Stay tuned.
Take all of me. Can't you see that I'm no good without you? Take my arms, I don't wanna lose them. Take my lips, I'll never use them. Your goodbyes left me with eyes that cry. Can't you see that I'm no good without you? You took the part that once was my heart. Oh, I take all of me. Take all of me. Can't you see I'm no good without you?
And there's John playing again. We just saw him there. But anyway, right now I have David Lewis with me. David's an animal communicator, and he has a way of reading animals. He doesn't, I don't think he has an actual verbiage going with the animals, but you have, how would you describe it?
Well, I do get words sometimes.
You do? Okay.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about the little king?
No, tell
The
me
Chihuahua.
about the little king.
The
Yeah.
Chihuahua, he said, I'm a little king, he said in this high-pitched voice. I could hear it in my head. And then his mom goes, oh, I'll be right back. And she comes back with a photo of him wrapped up in a velvet robe and with a crown on his head.
So he knew he was a king?
He knew he was a little king. They get pictures taken every year.
How cool.
Yeah.
Now, with it, you brought Laura Brown.
got
And
Laura
Laura
here,
brought
yeah.
her little, I guess, It's a pet. I guess it's a pet. It's also an animal companion. I mean, can you get on a plane with them?
Well, I haven't tried that. I don't think she'd enjoy it too much.
Tell us about what is that? That's a little it's dragon family, I think.
Yes, Jake is a bearded dragon.
Okay.
And they are from down under, and she came here, and her person moved, and didn't want to take Jake with. So that was great because I had a bearded dragon named Clyde at the time who needed a lady friend.
Oh, and so Jake is a lady.
Jake is a lady dragon.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And so Jake came to be with our lives and to keep Clyde company. And unfortunately, Clyde recently passed away, so Jake's been in a little bit of a
So
funk.
you have to get another one. Who knows,
Well,
right?
that's what Jake says.
So
Yeah.
now I know that you communicate with all sorts of animals. How about Jake? Can you communicate with Jake? Did Jake
Yeah.
tell you anything about?
Well, Jake really, I told Laura this before, Jake really wants a companion. He wants another dragon. I think they're really, I feel like they're really meant to be in pairs, you know. And he likes his name. She likes her name. I keep doing that too. So, yeah, she likes her name. And what else did she say? Well, her main thing is she wants company. She wants another dragon.
Yeah, well,
So-
Laura's good company, but it isn't quite the same, is it, Laura? Laura's a massage therapist, by the way, so she's been on the show to talk about that in the past. So she's massaging me, I can tell right now.
Yeah,
She's doing a
yeah.
little bit of
You know, I find that the dragons, they radiate a real sense of peace and a sense of love. And I think that, you know, when you deal with different species, you know, those that are the least acclimated, you know, the reptiles are, you know, maybe the least acclimated to humans. They don't necessarily communicate in language, but they communicate through feelings. And I just, you know, when we were on, was it Clyde when we were on the last time? Yeah, Clyde just radiated such love. You know, when I tune in, I can feel that.
You can feel it,
Yeah, yeah.
Now, does this, I know that, you know, you talk about feelings and that, but you also will help if somebody has a problem with their
Sure.
animal companion. I call them animal companions
Sure.
because they are companions to
Sure.
us. Rather than pets, it kind of
Right.
denotes kind of a separation, but I
Sure.
think of them a little bit closer.
Oh, yeah, yeah, they're part of the family with most people.
So if someone is having a problem with their animal just simply will not stay off the bed. I mean, I personally am saying, come on the bed, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But some people say no, they don't want them there. Or they're in the living room and they really don't want them in the living room and they've done everything. Is there any way that you can help them communicate with their...
Well, what I would do is I would talk to them, but usually when you say something like on the bed, you know, they're going to say, well,
that as an
yeah,
example.
no, that's fine. But I mean, in certain circumstances, they'll say things like, well, I really like that, so we want to negotiate an alternative.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how about if we put your bed right at the foot, you know, of the bed, or you
So
can
you negotiate
come on
with the animal.
come on before you go, you know, they go to sleep
Yeah.
and then get down. Something that you know, acknowledges what their experience is. Yeah.
And so that if they have a problem, you can kind of talk to the...
Talk to them. Yeah. And explain. They understand about respect. They really do. I've had numerous instances where an animal, you know, I'll say, well, it would be more respectful, you know, and they say, well, I understand respect. You know, I like it when people respect me.
And do you find it's easier to communicate with a dog or a cat or a horse? Or I mean, which is your easiest to communicate with?
Oh, you know, everyone asks me that. And
I'm sorry.
think-
I didn't
no,
mean
no,
to
no.
jump
no.
on the bandwagon here.
No, not at all. I just, it's just different energies. It's not really easier.
It's not
you know,
easier,
like with a cat and a dog, it's not, you know, people would assume a dog would be easier to communicate with.
Because cats
think
are
of,
more aloof. At
Right,
least
that-
that's what they say, you know, that they're indifferent to...
That's
yeah.
how we perceive them, yeah. But no, it's really, there's different energies, but it's not easier or more difficult, you know, based on the species. I mean, I communicated with a hornet one time, you know, told it that it needed to leave our house or else, you know, my wife
Was
wanted
going
it
to
dead.
do something else with it.
And I said, well, I'm the only one in the house here who cares whether you live or die, so
Yeah.
here's what I'm going to do. I said, I'll get a little container, I'll put it underneath you, I'll take the lid, put it very gently on top, I won't close it, I'm going to walk you to the door and let you go free. And the hornet just, just
Did it.
stayed right there on the stovepipe and let me do that. And
You're like me. I just carry it. If it's a spider, I pick it up, carry it
Sure.
outside. I figure this is your domain. Let me put you out in your domain, and you stay out of my domain.
I didn't used to be that way, but now that I
really?
communicate
Yeah.
with them, I am. So
I try to be respectful of animals in general because we came here. They've been here before us, probably. So
yeah,
a long time
that's
before that.
right.
So what was the most unusual animal that you've ever communicated with, other than a hornet? And that really isn't an animal. That's an insect.
Yeah, I would say a hedgehog.
Oh,
Yeah.
hedgehogs are in England, aren't they?
Well, you can have them here. I guess it used to be you had to have a USDA permit to have them as
Yeah,
a
because
pet, but
I
I think now you don't need that. Someone told me recently that they didn't need that anymore. But yeah, they're not native to,
They're prevalent in
North
England,
America, right? But I had one hedgehog. They're nocturnal, so
Yeah.
during the daytime
Like
most people
porcupines,
put them
yeah.
in these little felt pouches.
Yeah, but they
okay?
want out.
Yeah, well, it keeps them dark,
Yeah.
keeps them in the dark. And this one hedgehog was bored. I went to there was a hedgehog show in Niagara Falls.
Get out! Who would have thought?
Where they actually put the hedgehog up and they judged them. Like, they do confirmation.
Like
with the dog show, yeah. Well, they had a hedgehog show, and I talked to a bunch of hedgehogs after.
I've heard of Star Trek. We're going to be talking about that Star Trek show, but I didn't know
right,
about
right. People brought me their hedgehogs, and one of them was bored, and his person said, "Well, what can I do?" And the hedgehog said, "Read to me." Okay, the hedgehog wanted to hear a voice and other words, other than conversation. The hedgehog felt that would be, soothing. So she did. She read to him every night after dinner.
And he was happy.
So yeah.
Well, if you want to learn more about Talk to Your Animals, go to his website. It's rather interesting. He has a few stories there and a few things about it. And I don't know if you want to learn more about this bearded dragon. I love that bearded dragon.
She's adorable.
You just wear it as
She's really
an accessory.
Yeah, she's my brooch.
She's your brooch.
My brooch.
That will be something to talk about at the local supermarket. But anyway, if you want to learn more about either the bearded dragons, I'm sure there's a website for them, and maybe you'll want to have them as a pet. Or else go to talktoyouranimals.co. It's not com, it's co, C-O, and that is correct. And you'll find out more about David. You can maybe get in contact with him. I know that he's been at a lot of shows, and I'm sure that would be great. And our guest coming up is, in the next segment, makes jewelry for animals that you can put paw prints and things on it.
You can get a necklace?
So we'll talk about that as well. So I want to thank you both for being here and bringing Jake with you, female Jake. And David, it's always good to see you.
Yeah, you
and we're
too,
going to be
Ann.
seeing you at November the 2nd
Right.
at Signals Outreach Community Room, and it's open to the public, and you'll be talking about your experiences.
Tell some stories like I did, and maybe do a little demonstration.
Great.
So,
Thanks
yeah,
so
it'd be
much.
great.
It's always a pleasure to see you. I know we got stuck in traffic today. I guess traffic was pretty bad. We're going to take another quick break, and my timer is out, by the way, that I use. And so we're going to look at the craft fair. Stay tuned.
Take my lips and I'll never use them. Your goodbyes left me with eyes that cry. And I know that I'm no good without you. You took the part that once was my heart. Oh, I take all of me. You took the part that once was my heart. Oh, I all of me. You took the best, now come take the rest. Oh, why not take all of me?
Well, I see in that segment we had the band, the drummer was in the light, so we'll do that next time we do them, have them on the show. This is amazing. This is really some beautiful items here for your craft fair. How many vendors do you have?
Hi, Ann. First of all, thank you for having us. I am one of the coordinators for the Niskayuna High School Craft Fair. It is organized by the PTO. This is our 32nd year for holding this craft fair, and it's the only fundraising event that the PTO holds. And it's really a wonderful annual tradition. We have, with crafters and vendors combined, over 130.
Wow.
That will be throughout the halls on the Niskayuna campus. And so we're really excited.
Oh, they're in the halls. They're not the gym or anything.
The gym, they're everywhere.
Okay.
So we have over 130, and we're really excited for this year's craft show. We also have a concession area available where people can grab a snack or lunch.
Well, it's from 10 to 3.
Bake sale is from 10 to 3.
Yeah.
So it's a great opportunity to arrive at 10 o'clock, peruse the halls, have a little lunch, buy something, a little sweet, and then continue shopping for the holidays.
Yeah, and these are really nice items. And maybe we should, well, first of all, pass it to the next.
Sure.
And you're a jewelry maker.
Yes.
Okay. Did you know I have my lapel mic on? Just to let you know. Okay, good. This is your jewelry. Why don't you come talk about it? Because you were telling me earlier, and we just had the animal people on, and I was so amazed that you have a bracelet that you can make.
We also create pet-centric jewelry using natural gemstones and crystals. We have a lot of custom orders for animal pendants.
Okay.
And people love
A
their
nice
animals.
way to remember one that has passed even.
Well, that as well, and that's another thing that we focus on.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of pet-centric. We do medical alert. We also do different types of awareness if you have an awareness team.
So you can custom make this because you do it yourself.
Absolutely.
So, and these are, and I love the beadwork because these are so easy. You don't have to worry about clasping them or anything. You just slip them right on.
These are all stretch bracelets. We use high quality materials, natural gemstones and crystals. We do not duplicate anything. Everything is one of a kind.
One of a kind.
Yep. And
Gets the creative juices going, doesn't
it? Gets the creative juices flowing, and we're very proud of that. And this year we're going to be introducing a product that my wife and I developed called Intention. It is an oils-based fragrance. It's black amber musk, vanilla bourbon, and tobacco leaf.
Tobacco leaf, did you say?
Yeah. And
I hear that. I did hear that, didn't I?
I brought a tester.
Oh,
if you want to try that out.
Okay, keep talking.
Give it a little shake. It is oils-based, so you want to marry those oils. And if you like musk, you're going to love that.
I love musk.
Yeah, we have that being carried.
Oh, that is lovely.
We have that being carried in a couple different stores across the
country. Oh, that's lovely.
So we're very,
that really, I don't smell the tobacco.
We're very proud of that. But it's very strong. It'll last about 8 to 10 hours.
Oh, that's
so a couple squirts.
Have you smelled this? This is really nice. Yeah. So we'll move on because I know. And is this yours
This
as
is
well?
all of our jewelry as well, and some of the other items and the essential oils and.
You have a business called
Mindful Intentions, and we also have a brick and mortar at 193 River Street in Troy, New York.
In Troy, New York.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You have to open one in Schenectady now. Anyways,
we're flirting with the idea of a second spot.
Okay, good. We hope you'll flirt in our direction. Okay,
so
then
we have Barry and Barbara Rouse.
That's lovely.
And they have some beautiful items here as well. And you'll see at the craft
love
fair
these. I love
that
these.
We have everything from home decor, holiday decor, jewelry, candles, soy candles, you name it. So again, it's a wonderful opportunity to do start your holiday shopping. October 27th is when the craft fair is. It's generally held the fourth Saturday in October from 10 to 3. So we'll have Barbara and Barry tell you a little bit about the items that they're going to be displaying.
Yeah. I love this. I mean, these are just so homey.
My wife says she doesn't want to do any of the talking, so I have to at this point. So she's scared of the microphone, I guess.
Oh no, we've never lost anybody here, at least on the set.
We specialize in braided rugs and quilts that we carry. We travel about 40 to 45 weekends a year around the Northeast to do different craft shows, festivals, fairs. These are just a few of the products we have. We have actually over 1,000 different products that we carry, but these here just basically we have trivets, accent mats, placemats, rugs up to 8.5 by 11 feet. These are baskets that we carry. One thing nice about the jute product, it's naturally flame resistant so that we could use them for fireplace or hearth applications.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, a lot of
It's
a lot
jute.
Of products you get.
You use
correct,
jute, yeah.
Correct. A lot of products you get have to be chemically treated to be acceptable for flammability
Yeah,
requirements.
retardant.
We don't need that. This product is naturally flame resistant.
So you could
there's
put
no
this in front of a
chemicals.
fireplace and not worry at all
Absolutely,
about it, rather than
absolutely.
getting one of those asbestos things.
Yes, ma'am. That's
Yeah.
correct. So that's basically us. We have a website, www.mstarhomeaccents.com. And if you need to reach us, you can call us anytime. And we're happy to be at Niskayuna because it's one of our favorite shows. It's a local to promote local craftspeople as well as Niskayuna High School itself. So we're happy to be
Yeah,
here.
where are y'all from?
I'm from my father and mother, but
Would you not know it? There's always one in every crowd.
but we actually live in Schenectady. We do
Okay.
not have a brick and mortar.
Okay.
This is all we do as well as online, and we travel a lot. So
Good, yeah, great. And you're from Troy then?
Our business is in Troy. I'm actually out of Cooksaki.
Oh, Coxsackie.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All
Yeah.
right, good. And where are you from? She's been on before. Yeah, she's from Niskayuna.
I'm happy to be a part of the Niskayuna High School PTO. It's my second year as one of the coordinators for the craft fair, and we have a great committee, all volunteer committee, putting this event together to benefit the PTO, which in turn benefits the teachers and the students as any PTO organization. So the money made from this craft fair helps with teachers if they need some mini grants for some of their activities and programs. Also,
There's always a need somewhere
the
for that little extra that you need.
And
Yeah.
the junior prom after party, as well as the senior gala and barbecue. So again, like any PTO, the funds go to support and assist teacher and student programs and activities. So we're excited to bring you the 32nd Annual Craft Fair on October 27th from 10 to 3. And again, a great way
You heard it
for
here.
your holiday, start your holiday shopping. There's
I'm
some
going to have to
amazing
make a
items.
point to get there. And that's okay. I'll make a point to get there and check it out and see this. And this is lovely. I have to say this. I'm smelling it, and it's a lovely, lovely. What is it called?
Intention.
Intention.
And it,
I have
even-
many intentions, but I
well,
don't know if this is one of them. But it's okay. Good.
Well, it
This
could
is-
help you with one of them. Depends on what that intention is.
Exactly. We're going to thank you all for being here. It's been a
Thank
pleasure
you.
to meet you all and to see this wonderful items that you have here. I'm Ann Prill. You're watching Schenectady Today in and around the Capital Region. When we return, we will be with Sharon Burston, finding about her Leadership Summit America. It's an amazing event, and you should check it out. So stay tuned. I do want to tell you we've got a great lineup today. We've got the band, of course, and we'll be interviewing them in a moment. And then we have Chris Leonard on, and he's the city historian, and we're going to be talking about the GE Realty plot as well as other little historical pieces in Schenectady, which is a fabulously historical city. And then we're going to be talking about the second annual, and it's called, I want to get the title right, it's called the Second Annual Electric City Trucks, Taps, Corks, and Forks event. And it's a truck event, so we're going to hear about that food truck event. And then we're going to be, I've got a great segment with the students of the Steinmetz Career and Leadership Center, and they're going to be preparing some food for us. I guess we're going to get some empanadas and some chicken curry, so stay tuned for that. And then the band will be wrapping us up the show. But I'm going to go right over here to Amy Biancali, and she is the violinist. Tell me how long you've been playing the violin.
Since about age 8 or 9, and then I quit when I was 13 because that's what 13-year-olds do, and then went back to it in my early 20s. So.
Yeah, that was a good thing because it's beautiful. I'm listening to the violin and it just sounds wonderful. So I'm so glad you're here today as be part of the band. And I have Dave Singer over here. Dave is the percussionist. Hi, Dave.
Hello. How you doing? Nice to be here.
Yeah, and how long you been drumming your drums?
I think everybody starts drumming when they're like 2, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's with pots and pans.
Exactly. So I just never stopped. I picked up sticks. That's all.
And wooden spoons, of course, yeah. And back there, I'm not sure, I guess I can get up here. We've got Matt over here, Ormland. And tell us a little bit about you.
I've been playing the bass for about 20 years, guitar as well, you know.
So you play guitar and bass?
Yes.
Good. And Yeah, good. Well, and how long has the group been together?
I would say, I don't know, yeah, about 6 months. Yeah.
6 months, so you're newbie. And here we are back again, and Sharon Burston is with me, and it's always a pleasure to have her on the show. She's an author. Her books are fun to read. They're enlightening. They get you moving. They get the juices going, right? They get you, did I say it right?
I think you did. But first of all, thank you. It's always inspiring and fun to be on your show. I mean, I love being, I consider myself an alumni.
You are an alumni.
And you inspire everybody in your audience and have. So thank you for all you do.
Oh, that's all right. Thank you so much. I just enjoy doing it. I guess that's what's the best part is if you enjoy what you're doing,
well, you know
it illuminates it. I mean, you know,
it's about having purpose and passion.
Exactly. And see, she has all the right words. I went last year to the leadership conference, and you will always come away with something, whether it's making something out of noodles.
Hey, it's teamwork. You know, you never
lasagna and little, what was it, those little cookies and things we had to build. It was fun. It was really, so there's a little activity, but there's a lot of substance to what you do.
Well, you know what? You can't just talk to people. You want people to get engaged. And one of the things that we work very hard to do at Leadership Summit America is to get our speakers connected to the audience, and then
the
attendees, and then all the attendees connected together.
And they do.
They do. And you know what? We have more than 25% of people come back.
And they network. They network. That was an amazing thing as I sat there and watched people network and saying, oh, I'll call you. And, oh, this is really good. I didn't know you did that. I have to admit, I did buy something at your last one, that 22 shades of whatever.
And Peggy Gray will be back.
Oh, my gosh.
She is great, and she's coming back. She's a third-year alum. You'll be a second-year
I know.
You know, we have formed an alumni association because people are so connected, and we love that.
I know. And you went to Vietnam. How did that happen?
You know what? I was speaking out in San Diego. I was with Brian Tracy, and a woman had heard me speak, and she had heard that somebody was looking for somebody, and Vietnam was. So
no, just like Vietnam is looking for someone? No.
So I got contacted by Vietnam. So last October, I opened for keynote speaker for Talent Management Vietnam. And then this past June, the end of June, I was invited to speak and then also train at a Vietnam Leadership Summit.
Isn't that amazing?
So it has been
You never
great.
see, one of the things, I love this, listen, learn, understand, speak softly, and listen loudly. How important it is. I know when I do the show, listening is something that I really have to do. It's like I don't, people they want to send me a bunch of questions. I don't want to see your questions because I want to listen to you. What do you want to say, and what's your passion?
Well, you know what, you're so right. I like to say, you know, speak softly, listen loudly. You'll always
and don't
learn.
carry a big stick.
You'll always learn more than by listening. But you know what, I talk, and maybe you've heard me say this, when I'm talking to people, I'll tell them it's the 95-5 rule. What that means, do you know that?
No, I'm learning.
95-5, it's a big tip we're going to give all your listeners and viewers today. When you meet somebody, it's 95% about them because you know
always.
you.
Yeah.
So don't tell them all about you. Learn about them.
I always
so
ask,
95% should be about the person you are speaking with, so you can connect with them, and then you can interface with your experience and different things, but you'll make a stronger connection rather than just rattling off all your great attributes.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be, and I understand that in some cultures, it's not proper to ask about the other person, which I think is kind of like weird. But to me, and I've read studies on this, where when you talk to the person and you ask them about themselves, they go away saying, that was such a nice person to talk to. And they didn't realize they were the one that was showcasing themselves.
Well, people love to talk about themselves.
And isn't that nice?
So you're just giving them a showcase to talk about themselves, but you're taking all this rich content and information.
But I love learning about people, don't you?
Well, I think that the only way you can connect with somebody is speaking with them, and when you're listening to them, that allows all of this just wonderful kernels and nuggets to enter your tapestry.
You learn about something maybe you didn't know anything about, and they open up like a little door. A door starts opening.
Oh, don't you love
I
aha
love
moments?
it. I
It's
love
like,
it.
oh, I never knew I didn't know that, but wow, I really needed to learn that.
Yeah, I had Schneider on a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about Lenny, and I'm going, Lenny Bernstein. What? And it turns out he worked with him and did West Side Story on,
Oh my goodness.
on the tour. It was like, really? I didn't know that. I was so like, oh, this is exciting.
It's very exciting.
So it's good to know. But let's talk about your summit, which is going to be at the Desmond, and you bring in such great speakers and really exciting speakers.
Well, they are. And this year, Jeff Hoffman, who's the co-founder of Priceline, is coming back.
He was back, last year.
We call it the trilogy because he's coming back for a third time. He is so popular. You know, he's created things like the kiosk by which we all check into things. Life is about, figuring out where there's a void. And that's what Jeff, he's a serial entrepreneur.
Find out what's to be needed and fill that void.
And the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah.
We have, if you've ever heard of Guns N' Roses.
Yep, I have.
Rockstar. Well, Craig Doswell is probably LA's hottest marketing advertising person, but he also managed. Can you imagine managing Guns N' Roses and Axl Rose?
Yeah.
The stories and his rock star marketing will leave you just, brimming with ideas, but just off the floor laughing at the same time. We have Angela Badeau, who is publisher of Her Life magazine, who is just dear.
Yeah.
But that's only the tip of the iceberg with her. She owns patents and companies. Sometimes we are so alike. It's amazing. And of course, who doesn't love the Olympics? And Andrew Weibrecht, who is a two-time Olympian, it wasn't expected he'd make the Olympic team like the first time. He won a bronze and came back to win a silver. His stories about being on Olympic teams for 16 years, operating your mindset
Can you even imagine that?
caliber.
Can you even imagine it?
And then Eric Swanson, Mr. Awesome.
Yeah. Mr. Awesome. I love that. He was really,
So
he was
we
really
had-
good. I
Isn't
mean,
he?
yeah, and he does it in a way that it's like, well, you are awesome.
Oh, absolutely. And then we have a lot of panelists who are joining us. Alyssa Quinn will be joining us, and Brendan Douillet, Mayan McNulty. The list goes on.
You do.
It's just, I'm so
Alyssa
excited.
Quinn, she's a ballroom dancer, right? Is that the
Her,
same one?
yes, she is.
Yeah,
Alyssa,
I know her.
yes.
Yeah.
You know Alyssa?
Yeah.
Well, she is fabulous.
Yeah, she's
in ballroom, but she's also an
No,
amazing.
I know, but she's a fabulous ballroom dancer.
She is.
Fabulous.
So were her parents.
Oh yeah, I know both her parents.
So,
yeah.
I wish I had that. I've got to find some time. I'm finding the time.
Yeah,
to
well,
learn
where
that
is
because I'm in
time?
awe.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. So check it out, and you will not be disappointed if you join her. And she does these little mini things throughout the year. She did one up in Lake George recently
We
too.
did,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
women.
Yeah, for women. So check her out. If you don't know who she is, go to her website. Check it out, SharonBernstein.com. You'll find out about her books, which are wonderful, and she's brought a couple here. We didn't really talk about them, but there they are.
Yeah.
She's got her books there, and you'll learn something. And you know what? We can all learn something. I mean, I go into it thinking, well, I hope I grab a nugget out of here. But I can tell you, I grabbed a whole bunch of nuggets.
I'm so glad you.
Thank you.
And just imagine when you come back.
Yes, absolutely.
We look forward to welcoming you
Good.
back.
Oh, it's good to see you, hon.
Good to see
Good.
you.
And we're going to take a quick break and do another thing that I really like doing is Star Trek. I'm a Trekkie. I'm a Trekkie.
Who is it?
So we're going to be talking about Star Trek, and they have a big anniversary coming up, so stay tuned.
Well, I thought that weeping willow had a cry. On the clouds I covered of a clear blue sky. Tears I cried for that woman. I'm gonna flood you, baby, river. I'm gonna sit right here till I die. Well, I met her accidentally in St. Paul, Minnesota. Told me up every time I heard her draw that southern draw. Heard my dream back downstream, the boat in Davenport. I followed you, baby, when you called. Well, I taught that weeping willow high and cry. Taught the clouds out of cover of a clear blue sky. Tears I cried for that one. Flood you, big river, and I'm gonna sit right here till I die. Rita says she been here, she's gone, boy, she gone. Met her trail in Memphis Low, and she just walked up the bluff. She raised a few eyebrows and she went on down the road. Well, I taught that weeping willow how to cry, cry, cry. I taught the clouds how to cover the blue, blue sky. I cried for that one.
Here we are back again, and with me I have Jerry Silber with me, and he is a promoter of the Northeast TrekCon, and as a Trekkie, this is an exciting event coming up. So we're going to let Jerry tell us a little bit about it. Hey, Jerry, glad you're joining us today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So this is actually the second Northeast TrekCon that we're doing. The first one was in 2016. That was at that point at the Radisson Hotel in Wolf Road. This one is going to be over at the Capitol Center. And
you got a whole
Albany.
lineup of guests coming in.
Yes. So the themes are, this year happens to be the 25th anniversary of the Star Trek Deep Space Nine show.
Yeah.
So the guests are like Nicole DeBoer, Aaron Eisenberg, Chase Masterson.
So you were able to pull a lot of their cast.
As of what we could afford to do, and also with the Klingons, J.G. Hertzler, Robert O'Reilly, and so as well as other people that are going to be there, whether it's noted guest actors who have been on the shows, or like somebody who has done stunt work, makeup.
You have animators, you have a lot of set design and
or
things like that.
It's not just also about the guest actors. We're also having somebody who sings Klingon opera, or
and I remember that from the show.
Right. For me, it's been about trying to use Star Trek to help to promote STEM, science, technology, engineering, art, math, that sort of thing. And there's any money that's made by the event goes back into the next convention. So we're reaching out, like for example, using social media. I have a partner by the name of Stephanie Frias who has been of tremendous help to help me to make this happen. Without her and the other volunteers, nope. As well as reaching out to colleges, universities, high school, etc.
There's a lot of Trekkies out there, number one, but also,
scientists.
Yeah, and scientists and people, and there's a lot of science that went behind all of the Star Trek shows. If you go to a lot of, there's been encyclopedias put out on it as well, and you find out that a lot of it was based. One of the things I find interesting is if you look at the original series and you see him pull out his communicator, you don't think twice about that. Because we do that all the time now. I mean, you know, with our cell phones. Yeah.
Right. That was the inspiration. I forget the person who actually designed it, but in the 70s, that he saw that, and it's like, that's something we should do. Of course, the first cell phones that we know of were the size of a brick.
Yeah, they were big with a big antenna.
But by the time of the 1990s, they had a cell phone called the StarTAC phone, which was one of the first flip phones.
Yeah, the flip, and that was the Star Trek thingy.
But it emulated the Star Trek communicator.
Yeah. So I mean, the one thing is I think they tried to put a lot of science behind Star Trek. It wasn't kind of like a Buck Rogers or something like that. It was really a thoughtfully put together series.
It helped to promote, so helping to get people to go into different fields of science. So whether it's the communicator, the tricorder, for instance. At my event in 2016, we had somebody who did a presentation about the X Prize, the tricorder X Prize. And there were a lot of companies all over the world that participated and won one. It was like $10 million. But the thing is, in medicine, for example, if you could have an instrument the size of the tricorder in Star Trek and using that for the public to use to help to analyze, to help with medical issues, and that
don't you love the medicine that they do there on those Star Trek? Oh my gosh!
Or what about, for example, with 3D printers? You know, and that's in the works. That who knows what it could eventually lead to, like what we've seen in Star Trek. Maybe it'll happen sooner.
Well, and I know that there's been a lot talk about having the Beam Me Up thing that they said, you know, as much as we'd like to see that happen, it probably will never happen. But
The physics of it, like for example, you have the noted scientist from the Science of Star Trek, Dr. Lawrence Krauss, that it's just with, if you know physics, that they at this point not doable.
Yeah, well, and you know, I'm sure that they, in the early years, they didn't think electricity was doable, and it did.
But
so, you know, but I just have to announce who's coming on next week, and then we'll finish our conversation. Coming up next week, we have the Callaloo Theater Company coming on. Classic Theater Guild is coming on. We have the Emporium Farm Brewery. That's a great place over in Troy area. The Irish American Heritage Museum, Schuylerville Community Theater, and Temple Israel is going to be on. So we've got a great lineup. But getting back to Star Trek, so when can they go to this?
So this will be at the Capitol Center October 26th through the 28th.
3 days.
The website is northeasttrekcon.com. You can find their information about the membership prices, weekend, weekday. We have T-shirts for sale, for example.
Is this good for all ages?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so so kids would enjoy it as well.
Well, yes. I mean, kids, young, you know, this is something that appeals to all ages, and I encourage to check it out because there will be something for everybody. We'll have vendors there too. We have, I think, about 40 vendors.
Oh my goodness!
So
this is going to be a big event.
Yes.
Aren't you proud of it?
I am very happy to be doing it. I mean, this is something that I feel very good about. That is something that, you know, again, it's about trying to promote the STEM piece of it,
science,
which to me is very important, you know. And for me, it's been about that if we can use this to reach out, to educate, bring people together, I think that to me is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, thank you for doing that too, because we, you know, people who enjoyed Star Trek from the very beginning are pleased that you're doing this as well.
I'm happy to do it.
Good. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being here. You've been watching Schenectady Today in and around the Capital Region. I'm Ann Pearl, your host. Stay tuned for another great show.